Hey, today I want to talk about propagating a fragrant viburnum. Now this viburnum in front of me, this is Viburnum carlesi. This is probably one of the most fragrant, one of the most popular, one of the most in demand of all the viburnums because of its fragrance. We've got 3 of them here, and I think over there we've got a couple more. Carlcephalum, which is almost identical to this, every bit as fragrant, another extremely popular variety. So that one is Carlcephalum, this one is carlesi, but this is because these are so much in demand. People are always asking about how to propagate one because they have a friend or a neighbor that has one. So ideally what you want to do is you want to do softwood cuttings. Now these things are just starting to leaf out, so the ideal time to do the softwood cutting is 6 weeks from the time that they start to leaf out, 6 to 8 weeks. You know, right now this is new growth right here. There's probably about 2.5 inches of new growth. This is too soft, but in about 6 weeks this new growth will be hardened off to the point that you can cut it off, strip the leaves off the bottom and stick it and not have it wilt over the same day. Now, right below this video, we're going to put a link to a homemade plant propagation system that I show people how to use, and that's the ideal way to do these at home. There's a lot of different variations of that. You know, that one includes a fish tank. You don't have a fish tank, you can go to the big box store and buy a plastic tote. They don't need a lot of sunlight. Ideally, you know, I would put potting mix in the bottom of the. You can get a dish pan. Fill the dish pan with potting mix. Take your cuttings, stick them in there, wet them down real good, wet the potting soil, and then shove them in a white plastic bag and set the whole thing in the shade, and then check it, you know, once a week or so to make sure there's still plenty of moisture in there. So really, they're actually pretty easy to root. They're a little bit tricky to get through the first winter. So over that first winter, you want to protect them. If you're going to take them out of that dish pan, pot them up, then put them in a real shady area or a protected area, put some leaves and stuff around the pots. Probably bury the pots would be ideal. But anyway, making that cutting is very easy, and I'm going to take a cutting, actually, yeah, I don't want to cut a blue one. So I'm going to cut this branch right here. Now part of this is hardwood and part of it is softwood. So ideally though, what you're going to do, you're going to strip off these little, excuse my phone, I didn't anticipate that. So basically that's the cutting that you're going to do, and that's all you have to do. Where you broke these branches off, that's a wound, and that actually helps it. You're going to dip it in a rooting compound. You can use powder, you can use liquid, it doesn't matter. They both do the same job. Their dip and grow is really popular, but any rooting compound will work. You know, do you need a rooting compound? You don't have to have. It just increases your chances of success a little bit. But basically, that's the cutting that you're going to stick. Again, we'll put a link right below this video so that you can take a look, and there's a whole bunch of information about doing softwood cuttings and some hands-on stuff. So, all right, I'm Mike McGroarty from freeplants.com and Mike'sBackyardNursery.com. I hope you find this useful.